Hey, in case people say that I am taking other people's words out of context without providing evidence, well, here's the evidence. I know this is in the past already, and some things might have been changed for the better or for the worse, but this is going to be a video on how not to plan bus routes in the Singapore context. Not any other country's context, but Singapore context. It's meant to be educational. So everything that I say in this video would be in reference to this list. Between Tanah Merah and GL1 Kalang Swat. I've explained this before, but the main problem is that from Changi Village, you're able to take service 2 to access East-West line, like right now. But when you swap 2 and 12, you would cut off direct connectivity between these areas to Changi Village. And likewise, you would also cut off direct access between Pasir Ris and East Coast. Nowadays, they rely on service 12, and you take service 12 away. This is why you don't swap them. I'm just going to read to you guys this entire line. Amended to serve Sengkang West, Pasir Ris Industrial Drive 1. Service 3, by the way, absorbs 358 East and 359 East, shortened to Loyang Depot. Sector between Pasir Ris Drive 3 and Tampines transferred to 39 and 81. The part about the feeder services being absorbed, it's really a result of them just hating feeder services in general and not understanding the purpose of them, like why they are even feeder services that only operate within a neighborhood or town in the first place. Like, even with that, you don't amend service 3 away from TP bus stop, Punggol Field, East Central, Punggol, and you definitely don't give service 3's sectors between Pasir Ris and Tampines to another bus service. It's like Service 3 was formed as a result of a merger between 294 and 357 and was later extended to Punggol. It's like, how do I put it? It's like they already did you guys a favor by combining two feeder services into one trunk service. And now you want to undo SBS Transit's hard work just to push your own agenda. That's how I would say. I'm not even gonna use a diagram to show this because it is so beyond dumb. I have showcased this one before. You guys know the nonsense about Service 5's sector between Kaki Bukit and Pasir Ris. I've talked about that many times. You know why Service 5 is so useful? Especially for people living in Tiong Bahru. That's because the last bus from Pasir Ris actually reaches Tampines Avenue 1 towards Bukit Merah at around midnight. So this thing is basically the lifeline for Tiong Bahru residents. If they happen to be trapped within like Tampines area and they aren't gonna make it in time for East-West line, they would take Service 5's last bus, as long as they can make it in time to the Service 5's bus stops. If not, they have to like take Service 28 to New Upper Changi Road and then transfer to Service 2 and then walk. Yes, walk. The current Service 5, not the old Trans Island one, it was introduced in 2007. Basically, for 19 years, let's just say 20 years, like for almost 20 years, right? The connection between Novena, Newton, and Far East Plaza has opened up. What I mean by this is that Service 5 is literally the only straight line connecting service between like Newton, Novena, and Tiongbaru. No other bus service does this. You would know that 54 actually turns to River Valley Road and then goes to Chinatown. Once again, I reiterate, the only straight line connecting service between Novena, Newton, and Tiongbaru, it's service 5. Literally no other bus service even does this. Okay, so all the more, this is more than enough reason not to absorb 132 into service 5. Service 5, service 16, everything, they have to keep their current routes. If you want to rationalize service 132, I have no objection against it. However, from Bukit Merah, every single bus stop all the way up till either Thompson Road or McRitchie Reservoir area, you have to keep all the sectors in between Bukit Merah and the areas that I circled, squared, whatever. I mean, how do you even determine like if this is the cutoff point or if this is the cutoff point? Well, it depends on your own opinion regarding 132 and how you want to amend it. So both are correct. Like if you want to send 132 to into Top IO, then you would say this is a cutoff point in which you need to keep the sectors until. If you want to send it anywhere else, then yes, it's McRitchie Reservoir. And because this thing is a major hub, you have to keep all the bus stops up till from Bukit Merah up to this point. Again, there's no right and wrong when it comes to this. It's just that yes, 132 you have to keep these sectors. But that doesn't mean you should absorb 132's route into another route and make that route skip the existing sectors. Like, I have never seen a group of bus enthusiasts ruin a perfectly straight line service. They did it to service 2 and then they did it to service 5 as well. I don't know if they still have ideas like this, but hopefully not. Just leave service 5 alone. Gonna read this to you guys again. Partial service 137 reorganization and amendment of service 8 to Bedok South. Sector of 8 between Kaki Bukit and Tampines transferred to service 5. I'm not even gonna touch on this. You already know this is bullshit. Service 10E, they are not introducing another variant. They are taking the current service 10E and saying that, oh, we want to skip more stops for an existing service. Then I'm like, you're gonna have to answer to the residents who rely on service 10E. There isn't a whole lot of them, but again, I'm not gonna comment much about this. This is just the same bullshit as service 2. I could close one eye regarding this. They are saying they want to shorten service 14 to Bukit Merah and the sector between Bukit Merah and Dover transferred to service 16. Okay, it all depends on like the last bus connectivity and stuff like that. This one is more of like just transferring the existing problem to another service, which is not recommended. Again, think of your last bus connections. Service 14's last bus, especially westbound, it ends really late. Like it reaches Suntec City at around 12:30 a.m. after midnight, and that's the reason why Orchard still has like a bus to Dover and Clementi like way past midnight. It's like a fake night rider at this point. So this is one reason why this is not recommended. Because once service 7 or let's say 106, the last bus has already departed and you weren't able to make it in time, you still have service 14 as an alternative, I guess. when they say Dover, they aren't referring to like Dover Road or Dover Avenue. This is like after 14 has been amended to like Buena Vista. So yeah, just to clarify. And this is one thing that I don't understand. Like, I'm not even reading this wrong. This is Service 16. And they are saying that they want to extend Service 16 to Beauty World. And you know what's the biggest crime? The way they just like haphazardly swap sectors of a service. It's like if they said like, okay, we want to cut Service 14 to Bukit Merah and we want to extend Service 16 to Clementi. I'm like, okay, at least that sounds logical. But no, you completely disregard not only the last bus connectivity in general, but more specifically, the last bus connectivity to Clementi 17 and 106 has already their last buses have already departed. And you send what was meant to be the last bus connectivity between Orchard and Clementi to Beauty World, which is like, huh? This one is another one that I don't understand. They say extended to Pasir Ris, amendment into Bedok North Avenue 4, and re-extension into. I don't mind a re-extension into Bedok Interchange cut because that's what most bus enthusiasts are like low key hoping for. Bedok North sector transferred to 222. I'm like, you're destroying the purpose of a perfectly fine feeder service. Because 222 is meant to connect Bedok North Road to Bedok, like the main hub in general, and you just take it away from them. Now, how they decide to extend it to Pasir Ris, I don't know. I don't want to know as long as they keep the existing sectors of Service 18. And this one is even worse. Because of their own hatred for feeder services, they decide to give it to Service 21, which you guys know has really questionable reliability. And the fact that they introduced 21X, it means that the main service 21 gets downgraded, like downsized. I do understand that service 21 over time has lost quite a bit of demand to service 129 indirectly because it's a 129 is a faster alternative to St. Mike's bus terminal. Okay, I understand that. But the thing is, 358 and 359, they are confined within Pasir Ris. Service 21 is one of the most like congestion prone services ever. And even if there's no congestion, it's like a relatively not super high but relatively high demand service. And at those major stops, it would get slowed down. And it's not like 21 is, you know, bendy bus friendly or anything. I don't even advocate having bendy buses on 21 at all. For obvious reasons. Like, you know, Kitchener Road and stuff like that. The thing literally passes by, like, Farrer Park. You know that area is like. It's not the most bus friendly area. I know there's a bus lane, but still, it's not like the most bus friendly area. Not to mention that this thing literally gets trapped sometimes in Sims Avenue, along Sims Avenue or Geylang Road. Congestion as usual. So all the more, you shouldn't take the effects of the congestion from outside of Pasir Ris and bring it to Pasir Ris. What I mean is that like the overall reliability of the service will be compromised because you decide not to run a feeder service and you decide to force everybody onto the trunk service, which takes you out of Tampines and is prone to congestion. This is one way how you should never ever plan bus services. And to top it all off, they say minor amendments in bus service to cover lost sectors of 358 East and Service 3 as well, which doesn't even make sense to begin with. It's like, So you're saying it's okay for service 21 to skip drive 1 and drive 6 and send it to like what, street 21, street 41? The feeder services, they cover the inside roads. The trunk services, they cover the main roads for an obvious reason. Because you know why? What bus services are there along drive 6? Like, there are literally only two bus services that do this. Okay, there's only one bus service that does this. Just for comparison, this is service 17. And then this is service 12 and 21. I know I'm ignoring the effects of the cross island line construction, diversion, blah blah blah, but the 12 and 21, uh, yeah. Well, service 8 used to serve drive 4 as well, but it got replaced with service 17, so you get the idea. Like, seriously, from what I read, what makes you think it's okay to amend it to do this? The reason why Street 41 isn't double-decker friendly is because the roads are very narrow, and even the single-deckers, they have to like... It's kind of like Siglot Road, I would say. The buses have to slow down and wait for like the bus along the opposite side of the road to pass before one side can safely pass, like especially at the curves. It's kind of like the same effect at Pasir Ris Street 41. And I don't think I need to elaborate more because Service 21 uses double deckers and yeah, really poor conceptual understanding. And you also have to keep this in mind. Keep in mind. This is when bus enthusiasts, they haphazardly amend routes in the name of like reducing duplication. 21 goes here. 12 goes here. Sure, you can claim that both of them, they duplicate each other along drive 1, drive 6, and drive 3. But it's the main road for a reason. Most of the time, I know there are exceptions like 328 and stuff like that, but most of the time, you do not send a trunk service into the smaller roads. The smaller roads are meant to be for feeder services, in most cases. Unless like there's an actual need to send a trunk service into the small roads. But those are exceptional cases, and they aren't the norm. Reminder that even if like, oh sorry, even if these two like they share the same sectors, but like they are meant to share the same sectors. You know why? Because if you live along like drive 3 or drive 6 or drive 1, you have one bus service to avenues 7, 4, 5, and then 1, 21. And then you have another bus service to avenue 2 and C main, which is service 12. So by amending one of them to eat up the feeder services because you hate feeder services, you are cutting off direct connectivity between drive 6, drive 1 to, these areas. So I don't know how you're ever gonna justify this to the residents, especially for the residents who only want to take the bus service between Pasir Ris and Tampines, like short haul. Along here, there's also 81. But keep in mind that 81 does not serve drive 6 or drive 3 at all. This is when bus enthusiasts have a really, really poor conceptual understanding, or like just a poor overall understanding of the routes and what they're meant to do, and they try to like mess up the bus services, like the network as a whole. Just because service 22 suffers from low demand, that doesn't necessarily mean it is okay to integrate 261, integrate 228. Okay, the minor amendment to serve Ubi Avenue 3, I don't mind. But the crime comes with, again, the merging of a trunk service and a feeder service. 261 operates within Ang Mo Kio for the same reason 358 and 359 only operate within Pasir Ris. Do you know how jam prone Upper Paya Lebar Road and Paya Lebar Road can get sometimes? I'm not going to elaborate. It's the same point, it's the same kind of delusion, but in a different context, like a different place context. I've already covered this before. It's that 28 already goes inside Street 45, 34, and 32, with the pivot being at Tampines Mart as well as Tampines East Community Center. And yet, the people who claim to like trunk services going into smaller roads completely disregard the purpose of Service 28 and try to amend it. I've covered that before. From a group that despises long loop services, I find it really strange that they try to make their own services loop services. And you know what's the biggest crime? Service 31 is a local all stop connection route. Usually, when public transport operators they cut short routes, there would be some form of like compensation, especially for the local sectors. In this case, it's between Marine Terrace and Topayo. But what do they do? Okay, sorry, I read this wrong. It's the other way around. Okay, so they want Service 31. Oh, this is even worse. They want Service 31 to operate between Topayo and Marine Terrace as a loop service. It's not a bi-directional service, which is what they love. It's a loop service, which is what they dislike. And instead of like compensating the local sectors between Marine Terrace, Bedok, Tanah Merah, IT College East, and Tampines, you know what they do? They decide to transfer Service 31's sectors to a literal skip stop bus service. I'm gonna quote this word for word. Transferred to Rapid Service 196. Why would you replace a local bus service with a skip stop bus service? It makes no sense. And not just that, you're cutting off a lot of direct connectivity between Service 31's the areas that Service 31 serves and IT College East. 31 is literally IT College East lifeline alongside like 118 and some other bus routes. So this is one thing that just doesn't make sense. Like, and let me just fact check. Bus service 31. What is even the runtime of 31? Ooh, nice. I like Korean food. Like, okay, LTA's threshold for new services, not existing services, it's 120 minutes, 2 hours. Then you have an extremist bus enthusiast group that wants to limit every single bus route to 100 minutes with a few exceptions. And Service 31 literally falls under the threshold of 100 minutes. It's 95 minutes in the worst case scenario. And now these people want to cut Service 31, which makes zero sense. Replacing the deleted sectors of 31 and all stop deleted sector with a skip stop bus service. Whoever tries to integrate Service 229 into Service 38 or any other trunk service should go for an IQ test. Same nonsense. Not gonna talk about it because it's not important. Completely destroying the purpose of Service 48. Okay, like, here's what we're dealing with. 48's straight line sector ends at Botanic Gardens. From Botanic Gardens all the way till Marine Parade, it's straight. It's the only bus service that goes straight. You're able to enjoy a fast, direct, all stop connectivity. And they try to transfer like Service 48 sectors onto 56, which is meant for Marina Center. And what do you mean by 197? Amended to apply full length of ECP, and then to Changi Business Park via Simei Street 3. Guys, what is this? This is just so brain dead at so many levels. It's not understanding the purpose of Service 48. Again, I know this is in the past, but this really doesn't excuse you guys from like bad bus planning. Oh my god. And then this one, it's like Service 51, they want to split it into three. I'm not gonna entertain this. A 53 upgraded to skip stop. Nah, it's nonsense. You're depriving people of a local all-stop connectivity to Changi Airport. People carry luggages. Okay, like this is not like introducing a variant of 53. This is trying to get rid of a literal local all-stop bus route that caters towards people coming from Changi Airport, especially late at night. Oh my god. I mean, when people cannot understand the importance of airport bus routes and why they need to call all stops, you want your airport expresses, okay, fine. Create new routes, be it a public or a private bus route. But I would rather a private bus route if it's like point to point. Oh my god, okay, what's this? It's the same nonsense as the one that I described above. Extended to Bedok Interchange via ECP Marine Parade Road and Bedok South Avenue 3. Sector between Middle Road and Marina Center transferred to what? 980 because they don't want 980 to serve Beach Road and Geylang Lorong 1. Okay, that's one thing. But trying to amend 56 to take over the role of 48 whilst completely sandbagging the passengers in between Botanic Gardens and KK Hospital, the entire straight line. This is my issue when people trying to change straight line bus routes. 48 is literally the only bus service that goes from Botanic Gardens, Stevens, Newton, KK Hospital, all the way to like Marine Parade and Bedok South, Bedok North, Marine Parade and Bedok South. Let's just put it that way. It's completely disregarding the purpose of Service 48. I talked about this before. From a group that despises loop bus services, they converted 61 into a loop bus service. And then in my previous video, I talked about like 61 serves inside and 100 serves outside. You know, the Commonwealth thing and why both are needed. Both connections are needed, like from Harbourfront to inside Commonwealth and Harbourfront to outside Commonwealth, and why they have to be served by two separate bus services. But they just completely disregard that and decide to extend it to Choa Chu Kang via Tengah, whilst claiming that they dislike loop bus services. Which is like, what? Okay. 63. Extended to Buona Vista Terminal via Havelock, Sterling, and May. Oh god, this is not gonna end well. I've already made a video on why it's impossible to make service 64 bidirectional without making huge compromises and sacrifices. Sector between Bugis and Jalan Rumah Tinggi transferred to 203. Oh my god, you're destroying the purpose of Service 63. Guys, like, you know, like, as someone who currently stays at around Tiong Bahru, I need to take the second last bus of 136. If I'm at Rivervale, I need to transfer to the last bus of Service 80, which is able to connect to the last bus of 63. And then I have this group of idiotic bus enthusiasts that decide to sector swap 63 and 64 for no fucking reason. God, you guys really, Sure to begin from Bukit Merah and loop at What? You guys hate loop services and you want to make more loop services. Sector between Dhoby Ghaut and Mei Ling Street. Ah, no, 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 no. Semi Tree because it loops at Toa Payoh. Extended to Jalan Bahagia to cover former 139M. Okay, I can accept this one. What is this? Okay. Astaghfirullahalazim. Even if Rivervale Crescent wasn't like a left in left out, like a Y junction, you shouldn't do this. Oh my god. Like you're you're transferring the expressway congestion to like 371. Oh no. Guys, this is like the epitome of how not to bus plan. I'm gonna cry. 88M, new supplementary service replacing former 88A and 88B short trips, and another trunk service eating up a feeder. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. You know feeders use less resources than a literal service variant, right? Because a feeder is usually shorter. Even 325, which is windy, uses up less resources than this proposed 88M would ever use. Why not you try to bridge the connectivity gaps using a trunk service and not extend feeder services carelessly? I'm not saying you cannot extend feeder services, but you need to know what you're doing. Don't just do it carelessly like this. I'm not gonna talk about this because I have made like millions of videos covering this. 92. Merger of 95 and 96. How do you even merge them? Even without reading into their plan in a detailed manner, I can already foresee what's gonna happen. They are going to make 95 and 96 one service. Okay, that's one thing. Then how would you solve like the upper half? Their excuse would be we already have service 151, and if service 151 is not enough, people still demand a bus service from Clementi to this area, we're gonna give them service 183 in comparison. We don't want service 183 to ply like this. We want service 183 to wind as well, even though 183 is designed to be the fastest route between its current looping point and Clementi, which destroys the purpose of 183 in the first. Never mind. I don't even want to continue on because this is so stupid. Introducing a fast forward variant of 100 to relieve high demand. I can accept that. But please don't do anything to the parent service 100. Please. Not gonna entertain this. I have made millions of videos explaining why 101, I mean the residents decided that 101 needs to call both Buangkok Link and Buangkok Crescent. Go watch those videos instead. 103. The bus service that is meant to take the fastest route between Yishun Interchange, Seletar Airport, Jalan Kayu, the entire stretch of Yio Chu Kang Road, and Serangoon. I know it serves Boundary Road, but still it's fast enough. What do? They hate feeder services, and they literally make what is meant to be a fast connection between Yio Chu Kang Road, Jalan Kayu, and Yishun. They decide to make 103 a scoliosis route. 105 extended to Kovan, eating up 53M. I don't mind this. Although you're gonna have to answer the residents when your reliability gets worsened because 105 is congestion prone. That's why they decided to split off 53M. Again, 53M is designed to call the less congested side of Serangoon Central and not the side where the taxi stand is at. So Apparently, when people don't understand the reasons why 53 and 116 call the opposite side, this is what happens. Uh, Not knowing concepts. New service, okay, I'm gonna ignore new services because they are new services. I'm not even gonna cover like what 112, 113, because this is just stupid. I've already made videos about why 115 cannot be touched. It has to call along the northbound side of Hougang Avenue 3 and not the opposite side when you're coming from Kovan Interchange. From Kovan Interchange, what did I say? Kovan Interchange. Okay, like from Kovan MRT, from Hougang Street 21, from there to the northbound direction of Hougang Avenue 3, it has to be like that. Then these people are saying, you guys can just alight on the opposite side and cross the pedestrian bridge. I've already said like calling which side, the residential side or the industrial side, it matters, but these people completely ignore it. So I don't even have hope in these people at this point. Merger of 119. Don't do anything to 115. If you just want to merge 119 and 146, I'm fine with it. 126 is a new service. I'm fine with it. Ugh. Stop making 851 skip stops. Whoever suggested this should quit bus planning. The one that I'm highlighting right now, the one about 134, would lead to Marine Terrace. Yeah, you should just quit bus planning. New circulator service linking Budok South to Tanah and Budok Road. Whoever designed this should quit bus planning as well. 148. 149. Extension of former 63M to Paya Lebar MRT via Geylang East Central. That is so unnecessary because you know why? Service 155 exists. This one is dumb. 154. 155. Stop amending this route. What? Upper Thompson Road, PIE, Upper Serangoon Road, and 12 and Cedar Avenue. Don't. I'm not gonna entertain this. Okay, this is just splitting 156. I'm gonna close one eye. Never mind. 166 Rash short to Lorong 1 get. Never mind. I don't even want to cover this because I'm just gonna lose brain cells. 166, the last bus ends late. That's all I'm gonna say. Just why? There is nothing wrong with 169 serving Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3. Why are you trying to amend 262 when 262 is meant to loop using like Ang Mo Kio Avenue 3 for Street 11, Ang Mo Kio Avenue 2 and what? No! You guys are brain dead! Whoever introduced this, you should quit bus planning as well. Okay. Oh my god, no, I made videos about this as well. Okay. 175, they suggested amending to Marina South via Tiong Bahru, sector between Henderson Road and Orchard Road transfer to 14. Whoever made this amendment should quit bus planning as well. No, I talked about the purpose of 175 and how it offers an alternative to Service 7 as well. It gets worse. 181. What's meant to be a Tengah extension, they extended to Woodlands. Thick White Crescent. Why would you send it inside Thick White Crescent? Senja Road, KG, and BK. Never mind. I don't even want to cover this. Astaghfirullah. Don't do anything to 51 and 186. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. I wasn't lying when I said people tried to truncate 197 to Bukit Merah. Instead of letting 197 be Bedok to Jurong East, they wanted Bedok to Bukit Merah. Astaghfirullah. And I made a video about that, showing that even at 10 p.m. there are lots of people taking it beyond Bukit Merah Town Center, westbound. Whoever came up with this, you're stupid. There is nothing, as I've mentioned, there is nothing wrong with 63, so whoever made this should quit bus planning as well. Merger of 91 and 191. I don't even wanna... There's nothing wrong with those services. There's a reason why the demand is segregated between the... Oh my god. You know what? I think these people would then go on to merge all the Jurong Industrial services into one windy as fuck service. No. Where is this now? New trunk. Okay, new trunk. Original amended to... Okay, whatever. Fast forward variant of... Okay, never mind. New service, new service, new service. Okay, fine. This is stupid. New service, new service. What? Amended to start from Bedok North Depot and loop at Chai Chi. Whoever came up with this, you're stupid. And whoever came up with this, you need to get your brain checked. New service linking Joo Koon to the Jurong what? JLD via International Road. I don't know how useful this would be. I literally made videos yesterday talking about this. Whoever made this doesn't have a brain. I already said why 265 cannot be amended. I don't want to cover this anymore. Same thing goes for this. I made millions of videos covering 268 already. I don't want to talk about this. $293 green and white plate. From a group that wants to get rid of 243 green and white, yet spawns their own green and white services. Look, Tampines Street 32. Whoever made this should quit bus planning as well. I'm running out of like things to say. New service. No. This you guys don't understand the purpose of 372. But it's not like I had high hopes for you in the first place. I made videos about 372 before. New service, okay. New service, okay, fine. Apa ini? What is this? Okay, you know what? This is from a group that claims they want to save resources. And look at the amount of crap they come up with. I'll tell you what their plan is. They want to merge 513 and something like 868. They want to merge 652 with 667. And why is there even a 652M? Like, why is there even a 668M? What, Yio Chu Kang to Ang Mo Kio Industrial Park? What? No, just leave the feeder services alone. What's next? 655 doesn't seem like it has any changes. What's this? 668. It looks like they want to integrate it with either this or this. And what is this? 670. So you're telling me you want a 670 from Yishun, like all the way to CTE and then to the CBD, Marina Boulevard, and it's like You wanna let it go from Yishun all the way down and then all the way to Changi Business Park. I don't even know what this service is replacing, but you wanna know how dumb this is? Yeah, I literally have to zoom it out all the way because this is how stupid these ideas are. So let me get this straight. You want a service from Yishun that runs like all the way to the CBD. And then you want this route to run all the way to CBP. Who plans this kind of bus route? What's next? You want a 513. Sorry, okay, wrong color. You want a 513. And this. What's next? You want a 652, which is like about like this, and then to like this. That doesn't even make any sense. And worst of all, you want a 668 to like, I don't even know, like you want a 668 to I don't even know how this works because like 652 you want it like this, okay, and then to Clementi. Doesn't make sense. And then you want a 668, which is like this, and you reverse the direction. You make 668 go to like Dhoby Ghat or something, and then you want to merge it with like meow or like meow. These routes don't even make any sense. You want to guess like the Fairbox recovery rate of this service? It'll be 0%. It's not even gonna make any money. I don't even want to say 0.01. It's not even gonna make any money. It's gonna be like what? The Fairbox recovery rate is gonna be like 10 to the I'm bad at math, but it's gonna be like 10 to the power of like 1 billion. That's how much Fairbox recovery rate these services are gonna have. And you know what's worse? These are like peak hour only services. This is a full day service. So multiply like what? How many hours are there in a day? 20. Let's just exaggerate it. Let's just say this is a 24/7 service. I don't know. You get the idea. This is how dumb it is. And apparently 661 alone doesn't satisfy them enough. They really tried to like mess up 12E, 23, 518, 518A, and all this stuff. And then you know what they come up with? 661 plus 700. Extended to Parcel Race interchange. Okay. And Sunai Kado interchange. What use is there gonna be? Even if it skips stops, this is like a bus route that's like so long-winded for like no good reason. You know, like I don't even know what to say. Like, you know the buses that pass by the CBD? Yes, there are a few like full day ones. Like, I mean, ever since like the Bayfront extension, now these things go into the CBD. Now this thing is like full day as well. But you know, other than these services, this one has a non-peak. I don't even know what to say. Like a non sorry, I don't know what to say. A nighttime variant, an afternoon variant, a Sunday full day variant, whatever you call it. There is this, there is this, there is this, and then there is this. In case you guys don't understand what this is, okay, I'm just gonna change it. I'm only saying this because there are some idiot bus enthusiasts who just cannot be bothered to understand what all of these symbols mean. Like actual symbols used by the PTOs themselves. They have like a CBD version and a Suntec version for a reason. And now you have this group trying to like what? Send a full day 513, a full day 652, a full day 655, a full day 668, a full day 670, a full day 661 plus 700 into the CBD. It makes no sense. Thankfully, Service 70 never got force converted into a skip stop bus service. Like, this is just a variant. First proposed. Okay, so it's not like 107 or anything according to this. But the fact that the idea of like 70 being converted into a skip slot service is just mind blowing. It's gonna duplicate Circle Line 6, and get withdrawn, you idiots. What is this? Fast forward. Former 52 extended to Sengkang via. I don't even want to cover this. Never mind. Fast forward linking Sengkang West and Fernville with Toa Payoh, Caldecott and Mount Pleasant. If this is a new bus service, I'm okay with it. Extend 852 to Boon Lay to replace former 17. Just extend 852 to Tengah, and that's it. You don't need this. They already announced 174 is going to Tengah, so you guys need to shut up. They want 852 to eat up 992, even when 852 already has crappy reliability in the first place. Why not you let 852 and 992 coexist, idiots? 858, I don't want to talk about this because whoever made this should quit bus planning. If you just want to extend 859, I don't mind. But don't use it as an excuse to eat up the feeder services. Sector between Bukit Batok East Avenue 5 and Tengah Interchange. I think this is like planned by two different people. Sector between Bukit Batok East Avenue 5 and Tengah Interchange replaced by 852. So one of them wants 852 to go to Bukit Gombak. I mean like near the MRT. And then the other one wants like 852 to eat up 992. I think these are proposed by like different people. I mean, if you look at this like Excel sheet, I mean like Google Sheets or something, the reason why my old account appears in there is because I don't know what is it in me that I actually tried to entertain these people at some point in time. Oh my god. Nope. Nope. Do not extend 241 beyond Boon Lay. If you do, you should quit bus planning. New service, okay. No, 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 no. Amended to serve Petir Road. Okay, I can accept this. I already talked about this before and why this is so stupid. But you know what's the biggest crime? They say shorten to start from Sungai Kadut ITH, which means if you study along Bukit Timah Road and you live at Marsiling or Woodlands, you don't even have a direct bus anymore. You don't even have a bus to Kranji because these idiots truncated it to Sungai Kadut ITH. Whoever made this is brainless. It's not just a reorganization, but the shortening to start from Sungai Kadut ITH. This is like brainless on a whole new level. You know why 960 doesn't even serve King Albert Park, 6th Avenue, Tan Kah Kee? It's exclusively served by 961. And 170 doesn't even serve like Woodlands Avenue 3 between Marsiling MRT and Woodlands Interchange. This is why this is so... It's just bad on so many levels. I mean, I actually entertained this before. They say 966 rationalization, shortened to start from Bukit Panjang Interchange together with 972 and /M, absorbs former 920 and 922. 920 and 922 withdrawn. If they say like, okay, we just want to absorb 922, then I'm like, okay, I myself have floated that idea before, but my commenters at that time, they actually disagreed, which shows that people don't like this idea. And in that video, I told people that this wasn't my idea. I was just floating it around to see people's reaction to it. This is another case of like hatred towards feeder services taken to the extremes. You see? Not understanding that there's a reason why 920 and 922 only operate within Bukit Panjang because they are not supposed to be affected by external congestion along PIE BKE. And you know what their suggestion to solution to those to the congestion is? They are like, we don't want the concept of expressways in Singapore. They say that like we want every single expressway to be turned into Punggol North Avenue and or like West Coast Highway, whereby the exits will be signalized and then there are bus lanes along the expressways, which is stupid. I talked about that before. I don't get this. Why would you truncate 975 and replace it with a bus service that comes from Boon Lay? Why not you give Lim Chu Kang Jetty two options? One to Boon Lay and one to like Choa Chu Kang Teck Whye Bukit Panjang. This is like the same group of idiots trying to truncate 59 to Loyang because they cannot stand 59 terminating at Changi Village interchange. Even though service 59, let me just type in service 59 and let's just fact check. How long is service 59? It falls under it like it's like 15 minutes less. It falls underneath the 100-minute threshold and they want to cut service 59 to Loyang. They want to have some interchange there, which is like completely brainless. Changi Village already has so few bus services and now they want to truncate 59 even more. Not according to this list, but like according to whatever nonsense about them I shared before. 166 needs the last bus. This is just stupid. If you're suggesting 56 and 980 swap, okay, I can kind of accept that, even though some of my friends disagree with it. But why is it that like you guys have to overcomplicate things? It should just be a swap between 980 and 56. So why the fuck is 166 and 48 being thrown into like the reorganization mix? I don't understand. It just destroys the purpose of those services. New service, okay. Well, now what is this? 128 to take over 53M and extend to Bedok for connectivity and support. I don't know what the hell is this, but it's stupid. I thought you guys hate feeder services. I'm okay with this. I don't get this. This is just them not being happy with the way the current 104 is. And I'm not surprised. They're stupid. Okay, this was in the past. I'm not gonna touch on this one because 381 is already more or less confirmed to be extended to a Pongo Coast interchange. Again, I think this was like in the I thought they hate feeder services, but apparently this is in the past. Now what is this? Woodlands to Tampines North. Okay, this one is new. I don't want to talk about this because I've talked about it before. It's the same nonsense, just a different flavor. "410 operates within that area for a reason." So you need to go for an IQ test, whoever suggested this. If I ever suggested that, then okay, I will go for an IQ test. Oh, what is this? Okay, I think this is a new service. Bidadari Bedok. A new service, okay, fine. They want an intratown. And I advised against it, I think. Or my commenters advised against it. A new service. No. I don't know what this is. But yeah, I think. Wait, there's more? Okay, it's a new route. It's just new routes, right? Okay, should be done. Unless I'm missing something. Hold on. Just want to make sure that like I didn't miss out anything. Why is Google Sheets so big? The fact that they added so many rows, it just tells you they have a dirty agenda. Whilst their plans might have changed over time, it's important to show you all where they are catastrophically incorrect fundamentals are being founded, like how they're being found, like where are their stupid concepts being derived from.